We are the Wayward Waggs, full-time RV travelers, and just finished our first full week on the road, and we did it in Huntsville. So you might have saw some of that on last week's video. The problem was too much video.
Yeah.
Too much stuff. Or maybe we just shot too much video.
There was a lot to see.
So we decided to split it up into two videos. Everything else was in last week's video. This week's video is going to be all the Space and Rocket Center, which was probably the coolest part of Huntsville, and probably why we had so much video of the Space and Rocket Center. So we are going to go in and check it out right now.
Right now.
Right now. This thing is ginormous.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's kind of a big deal. The camera probably doesn't do it justice.
No.
But standing next to this thing, it's just a prototype. This one never went to space. It was a prototype that they used to build the other shuttles. But it's to scale, and I can't imagine trying to push something like this into space. It's so big. It's crazy. But it's cool. So if you get a chance to come see it in person, come see it in person, because it's cool. This is a Chinook, also known as the hook, we used to call it in the Army. And I actually rode on one of these on my first day in the Army. I'll tell you that story sometime. What do you think about the old Chinook? You want to ride?
Yeah.
Could you ride in one?
I'm more of a coach kind of girl.
Yeah. The coolest time I ever rode on one was it wasn't really cool. We were I was actually going on midterm leave from Iraq. From Baghdad. We were going to Kuwait so we could catch a civilian flight back home, but they took us on a Chinook, and he had a little tail gunner who was like strapped in down here, and he's like sitting on the back edge of this with a 50 cal machine gun mounted to the back, and he's got his safety harness strapped in, so he's like tail gunning off the Chinook. And there was actually some surface to air stuff that was shot toward us, so we did some evasive maneuvering, banking, and it was cool because they had the back thing open and we're sitting in the seats back here. You could actually see the countermeasures, the flares shooting out the back of the Chinook. At the time, it was a little scary. It's not even like flying anyway, but looking back on it, it's pretty cool to see all that stuff. So anyway, that's my Chinook, one of my Chinook stories.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, ignition, 3, 2, 1, 0, liftoff. Clock's running. Liftoff, the clock's running. I got a yaw program. Ready to clear the tower. I got a a pitch and a roll program, and this baby is really going. It is indeed. 20 seconds. That's a lovely liftoff. That's not bad at all. Everything's looking great. Sky's getting lighter. Okay. Partial pressure high, which I don't bother me particularly, and we have set all the seatbelts. We have all the buttons back on the line, and we're up the platform when we get into orbit. See? Good. What's that PPO2 I want? Hey, that's one of the better sims, believe me. Yeah, a lot. I'll tell you what happened. There's a couple of cardiac arrests down here too, Pete. There wasn't any signs for that up here. Wait, we've got a good clock running here, and correct me, I'm going to give you a mark at 4 plus 30. I've lost my event timer, and mark 4 plus 30. Good, Pete. Okay, we're all organized again, Jack. The only thing we've lost now is the ISS. Our number one ball is just drifting all over the place. We'll have to catch it later. Correct. You might have the GNC guys think about how we're going to get that thing, because it's just drifting and floating. See, we're thinking. Stand by 5 minutes. Can't believe I've ever seen that before.
I can't imagine spending a lot, any significant amount of time in here.
It would suck.
I mean, I don't even know how long re-entry would be, but it would seem like forever being like this. Everything is crazy.
How about let me give it a first 40 down 20? Let's not do anything until we get more. Let's just lock it up. All right? Let's lock it up. Oh, let's let the ground worry. Well, Houston, we won't be sending you an S4B to COI call. Okay, understand. And can you give us some good words like let's get the distance, I mean the IMU calm down and rolling all over the place. Okay, Pete, and if you do a mode 4, it'll be on the backup. Yeah, no, I got a good SDS. Okay, good show. I got a little vibration of some kind chugging along here, minding their own business. So how's the pressures? Okay, Pete. How the pressures? What pressures? Oh, the tank pressures. Fine. Yeah, gas pressure's good. I gotta get organized. What time is it? Well, 4:59. 5:50. Okay. 5:50. Stand by for the gimbal mode. 5:50 minutes. 50. Sure. Stand by. Alfred, you 12. God. Darn almighty. What a fucking bird. You know what it did? I know what it is. It just took all the fuel cells off the line. Yeah, but what the hell did it? Flight 12 Houston, level sense arm, 8 plus 3, 7. Cutoff, Niner plus 1, 1. Okay, here come the gimbal motors. Ready, Al, to go on. Ready. You got it. Okay, yaw 1. You got it. Okay. Here comes 2. Yeah. And here comes 2. Yeah. I think the thing that probably got the ISS is the low voltage. I don't know. Yeah, it just fell over. S4B orbit. S4B orbit.
I have questions. I didn't get to answer questions because I ran out of disk space on the camera at the place, at this rocket place.
I'm sorry.
Space and Rocket Center. But I had questions. Like, okay, we saw the Apollo 12 thing, the pod, right? That re-enters the atmosphere at like a gazillion miles an hour, really fast. I don't know how fast the stats were.
25,000 miles per hour.
I thought that was the heat.
No.
25,000 degrees.
No, that was what it was traveling to.
Okay.
To re-enter the Earth.
25,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And how hot was it?
It was hot.
Yeah. Anyway, you could see the damage from burning of the re-entry.
Yes.
And the dude was telling us about it. He said he talked to one of the astronauts who rode in that mission, and they could see the flames shooting by the window. So it's super hot. Inside the pod,
75 degrees.
75 degrees.
Yes.
So here's my question. In our RV, where it is 95 degrees outside, 95 degrees outside, and when it's 95 degrees outside, you can only get it down to about 75 inside the RV. So, and that's full blast AC, everything. Okay.
I mean, you can get it colder. You just have to run it constantly.
Well, it does run constantly. My question is, how can they have the technology to be burning in at 25,000 miles per hour, cooking at hundreds of degrees, thousands of degrees on re-entry, 75 degrees inside the pod? We don't have the technology to keep the RV cooler than 75. I don't understand. Maybe it's like super expensive insulation. But does I mean that, and that's technology from the 60s, 50s and 60s. It's 2019. Let's go, Keystone. Get your stuff together, man. Get with NASA. Start talking amongst yourselves about insulation, because they can cook in hot, thousands of degrees. Can't keep my RV less than 75.
You could, but it's going to cost you twice as much for an RV. So,
Anyway,
yeah.
that was my question. And I missed my opportunity for a great joke because I ran out of disk space. Because there's these little excuse me. There's these little markers, like as soon as you come out the door, there's the sun. And then like, so to scale, it gives you an idea of how far away the planets are. So right up close is like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and then a little bit is Mars. And then way down at the end of the thing is Jupiter. And then way like the first part of the parking lot is Saturn. And then way out by where we parked was Uranus. And I was gonna say, it's a good thing we parked by Uranus. So now I can remember where we parked. Because who's gonna forget that they parked by Uranus?
You just like saying that planet.
You can say it.
No, I like Pluto. Pluto's my favorite.
That's not what we're talking about. Pluto was way out, like almost out of the parking lot. It's on the exit, on the way out.
It was closer to Space Camp than it was.
Yeah, it was way out there. We were parked closest to which planet?
We were kind of in between.
Don't avoid the answer.
I'm not gonna say it just because you want me to say it. I'm not giving you the satisfaction.
Okay.
Okay.
We both know we parked by Uranus. Anyway. On to the next thing in Huntsville.
Yes, please.
Alright.
Okay.
We gotta go, because she has to compose herself. She's losing it.
Because you keep saying it so much.
Well,
It makes me laugh and then I cry.
so why don't you want to say it? It's fun to say. It's funny.
It's not fun to say.
Uranus, Uranus, Uranus. I'm gonna kill her.
I don't know why it makes me laugh so much.
Well, that was a really cool place.
That was a phenomenal place.
We had a good time learning.
Yeah.
It's rare that you have a good time learning,
Yeah.
but it's fun to learn all the stuff.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. And so that was the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. We definitely recommend going if you can.
And you don't need a child to have fun.
No.
It's actually more fun.
Well, it's kind of like you have a child with you.
Well, yeah.
Because I have a lot of
I
fun.
have a full-size child.
But the Space and Rocket Center is in Huntsville, Alabama. We definitely recommend going if you get the chance or if you're passing through the area. And let us know if you have ever been to the Space and Rocket Center. Let us know if you've been. If you haven't been, did our video cause you to put it on your bucket list? Hope so, because it's worth seeing.
Yes, it is.
So much to see, so much to, and we didn't even show everything. Couldn't show everything. There's just so much stuff, and
Ran out of memory card.
I did. Yeah, we were recording so much that we ran out. We were just getting ready to talk about Uranus and ran out of memory.
Don't start with that again.
If you are military or retired military, definitely ask. They didn't volunteer the information.
Yeah.
We asked.
We always ask.
And they said, yes, we do. And I think it was like a few dollars off each ticket.
If you got an extra $1,000 burning a hole in your pocket, not sure what to do with it, you could go spend a week at space camp. I think
That
would be cool.
seemed cool.
I think that would be really
We
cool.
saw people going through the space camp
Mhm.
and looked like they were having a great time. And there's like a bunch of restricted areas that the general
only they
public
can go to.
can't even go to.
Mm.
You gotta be in space camp. There's a whole building, like a big warehouse-sized building, for just the space campers.
Mhm.
And it's a full week. $1,000. I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean it is a lot. It sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but it'd be a heck of an experience, man.
It probably would be just awesome. You probably get to do all kinds of cool stuff, like the underwater
Chamber, yeah, that was.
that makes you feel like you're in space.
Yeah.
And they probably do like you
They
probably
go
get
in-
to see getting like real simulators
Simulated, yeah.
that like mimic space flight and all the really cool stuff that the general public just don't get to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If we had a bunch of money and time to kill, we would have done it.
I'd go.
But if you got an extra grand, like she said, go knock it out, man. Knock yourself out. If you get to go to do the space camp, you have to let us know what it's like. So email us or contact us and let us know what the space camp is like. We'd love to know what
Yeah.
your experience is if you have been or if you go.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool. All right. We are going to wrap it up. And like we do at the end of all of our videos, we're going to honor a fallen hero. We are glad you got to come along with us on our first week on the road in Huntsville. It was a great first place to stop.
Yeah.
And we're glad we stopped there. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, we appreciate you coming to watch and hope you stick around and hang out in our community. And if it's not your first time, if you've been around for a while, appreciate you watching again. And let's honor a fallen hero, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.